bright lights, moving cameras, and a family that has grown up watching on television in the United States. Stricken with abrupt, overwhelming, and irrefutable anguish, the face that typically brightens our days, Kelly Ripa, is now at the center of a very emotional family moment. Tears stream down her face as her daughter, who was once a beacon of purity and self-esteem, shocks admirers across. However, the protagonist's emotional struggles aren't the only focus here. A tale of perseverance through adversity and the power of family ties. Along with me on this emotional trip, you may expect surprises, light bulb moments, and unexpected revelations. Kelly Ripa has been the beating heart of daytime television for over 20 years. Her infectious humor, sharp mind, and limitless energy are what first greet us. Behind all that laughter, though, is a lady balancing her family, her fame, and the unending scrutiny of the public. In addition to her successful career, her fans adored her picture-perfect marriage to Mark Consuelos and their 3 children, Dwayne, Lola, and Michael. The stability that Kelly's family represented was important to many Americans. They had stood in for the ideal: dedicated parents, successful children, and a loving family. But there are holes in every dream. Unpredictably, those fissures started to enlarge. Kelly and Mark did their best to keep their children out of the limelight at all costs, but secrecy is very precious in this modern day. Millions of people occasionally saw the Consuelos kids' milestones, blunders, and successes as they were growing up. But recently, that well-preserved privacy was broken. Lola, Kelly's daughter, gave an update that was so heartbreaking that it brought tears to everyone's eyes. A raw moment that reminded us all that no family is immune to life's storms. The tragic event transpired during an unexpectedly publicized family discussion. The normally quiet and self-assured Lola started crying when she recounted the weight of her parents' fame and the challenges she has faced on her own path through life. Many viewers felt their hearts break at the sight. The elegant young woman's fragility was on full display for the very first time. Tears welled in her eyes as she reflected on the weight of growing up in a household where lofty standards are upheld and the impact of setbacks is amplified. Her sobs prompted Kelly to join in. The sight of America's cheerful morning anchor, Kelly Ripa, clearly moved is unusual. However, she was not the host, actress, or celebrity at that same moment. All she was a mom. Holding her daughter's hand, Kelly reassured her and spoke words that only a mother could utter. She started to cry. Her tone quivered. Spectators felt as if a veil had been lifted when they witnessed this. All of a sudden, the spotlights of stardom went out and the reality shone through. In the midst of suffering, a mother and daughter walk hand in hand. Coming up next, we have Mark. Mark Consuelos, who is often commanding attention, watched his wife and daughter with a teary expression on his face. According to Mark's friends, he has always kept a low profile while protecting his family. Holding his loved ones close, he kept his cool and silently reassured them of his strength. However, some in the know have revealed that Mark has cried behind closed doors as well. The huge load has been placed on him to witness his daughter's breakdown and Kelly's battle. Still, he's gone out of his way to be the family's rock and anchor. Assumptions about the glamour of growing up with famous parents are common. It is anything but straightforward, though, as Lola's breakdown demonstrated. Subtle but continual public inquiry and whispered comparisons lead to an eventual explosion of pressure. Lola mentioned that she felt like she was stuck in a limbo. Part of her story is her private life as an aspiring young woman, and part of it is her public life as the daughter of 2 famous people. Not only did she let out a flood of emotions when she was overwhelmed, but her entire family also found solace in her tears. The American fanbase was taken aback. Many people took to social media to express their condolences and offer support. Parents and grandparents in particular were quick to say that they could relate to Kelly's family. They recalled times when they were helpless to alleviate the suffering of their own children, or when those children cried because of the weight of their expectations. Those of you who were around when this happened weren't just interested in celebrity news. It served as a poignant reminder of how common family problems actually are. We all share the struggles of parenting and the pain of witnessing our children's pain, whether we're famous or just living our lives in the suburbs. Kelly stepped back after the touching update and delivered a message straight from the heart. Kelly Ripa has been an icon of strength, humor, and charisma in the broadcast industry for quite some time. Her charisma, kindness, and humor have been viewers' go-tos as she gracefully navigates the unpredictable world of live television for decades. However, an emotional update concerning Kelly's kid recently brought to light the family's struggles that the Ripa Consuelos have suffered behind the scenes. Despite the sensational headlines, the narrative touches on a very human subject: the fragility of familial relationships, the burden of expectations, and the often unspoken suffering endured by offspring of famous people. A watershed moment. Someone recently portrayed Kelly Ripa's daughter, who is known for her quiet fortitude and independence, as having an emotional breakdown. Details are yet unknown, but those close to the family have speculated that the increasing demands of juggling individual ambitions with the constant scrutiny of public life were the catalysts. Think about the challenges of forging your own identity while being compared to a mother revered by millions. Everything gets blown out of proportion. Every action, every decision, every failure, and often unjustly so. It appears that the emotional toll eventually needed to be acknowledged for Kelly's daughter. Mother's reaction. Kelly Ripa is a very protective mother despite her image as a humorous personality. Those close to her say that she has withdrawn from some professional obligations in order to prioritize her daughter's health. Every parent knows this to be true. The health and stability of their child are more important than any professional honors. This decision just emphasizes that. When asked about her children, Kelly has frequently shared humorous anecdotes about their eccentric characters and a blend of pride and fun in previous interviews. But rumor has it that she's been a lot more serious recently. This family update shows her real personality, not her glamorous one, and it's not the kind she would like to share. A stressed out family. Everyone has always thought that Kelly, Mark, and Consuelos and their 3 kids were the most picture-perfect family. But they deal with problems that no amount of filtering on social media can erase. Just like any other family, their children were raised in the midst of fame, paparazzi, and perpetual public interest due to Mark's hectic acting schedule and Kelly's daily television responsibilities. It's easy to see how lonely that could be for a young adult. Online opinions from total strangers amplify everyday challenges with self-discovery, friendships, and autonomy. When everyone is staring, a small emotional weakness can become a full-blown breakdown in an instant. Positive aspects. The words "family shattered" perfectly describe the anguish felt at that very moment. But there is also a flicker of hope. There have been supposedly more frank discussions within the family as a result of the emotional breakdown. Reportedly, Kelly and Mark are urging their daughter to seek help from a therapist, make mental health a priority, and remember that being vulnerable is brave, not weak. They may become closer to one another as a result of this conflict. Kelly may soon be more vocal on the significance of mental health, especially among youngsters, which will likely please her fans who have always appreciated her candor. If she does, it may encourage many other families to face their hidden struggles. Key reasons for it: not only is Kelly Ripa's daughter's story juicy for tabloids, but also as a sobering reminder that even the lives of the most famous people can have hidden struggles. Anxieties, heartache, and the crushing weight of expectations are real, and fame won't protect you from them. Actually, it usually makes things worse. The predicament Kelly finds herself in is deeply familiar for parents worldwide. There will be times when your best efforts to shield your children from harm aren't insufficient. What matters most is how families respond, with love, tolerance, and compassion. What comes next? Fans are left to contemplate the humanity underlying the headlines as the Ripa Consuelos family takes time to recover. A more profound and genuine story may be about to begin, one of healing, perseverance, and the unwavering love of a family that has refused to give up on one another, even though the emotional breakdown was a painful chapter. Perhaps this isn't the end for Kelly Ripa's kid, but rather a turning point, an opportunity to overcome her grief and move on with her life as she sees fit. Since broken things can be repaired into something much more beautiful than it was initially. Even in